I get in trouble all the time for playing the piano when I'm not supposed to, but like the piano in the rehearsal room is real, and my guitar is always on set, and people are always constantly playing stuff. Joe Serafini will, who plays Seb, will play this beautiful ballad on the piano out of nowhere when we're getting our makeup touches done, or Olivia and I will go over and sing a duet, or she'll throw a song she wrote to me, and I'll throw a song I wrote to her, and we'll bounce them off each other and throw in ideas. So that probably brings me the most joy from it, is just that there's so much music involved and so much love, and just what she was saying, the people there, the crew is just the kindest crew in the world. I'm like gonna get emotional, Jesus. It's a really wonderful environment, and a really safe space, and I miss it a lot.
Definitely. Writing All I Want was kind of a really scary experience for me. Writing Just for a Moment was fantastic, and I had Josh there with me, and I remember really believing in him and believing in us together, and so that was nice and a little more comfortable. But writing All I Want, I really felt that pressure of like knowing this and that this was like just like a piece of my heart, and that people were gonna have it. It was just a little daunting, and I think writing it and feeling proud of it, and people resonating it with it was a big a big reassurance, and I think that's opened up a lot of opportunities for me. So I'm really grateful for Tim and the whole Disney Plus team.
Olivia played me All I Want, the song that she wrote. I'll never forget it. Like I will always have that moment in my head, because I was like, oh my, she doesn't even know. She doesn't even realize how special she is and how special this song is. So it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. Well, hopefully not once in a lifetime opportunity to write a song with her for the show. And then to witness her writing All I Want was just as much of an honor, and such a cool thing to be just around for.
I'll tease one thing, which we have not told to anybody, which is that both Josh and Olivia have individually written extraordinary songs for season 2 that are so next level that I think the audience is going to freak out when they hear them.
We're shooting Born to be Brave, and it was like homecoming. And I wasn't even in the scene, but I was on set that day, and I was like in the director's chairs, like watching on the monitor. And I remember watching Joe Serafini and Frankie like meet, or Joe Serafini and Frankie, who play Seb and Carlos. I remember watching them meet, and literally I fell out of my director's chair like I was on the floor. It was so emotional and exciting, and like just so moving.
Tons of similarities. When I read the description, I was actually worried I was being stalked, because it was like kind of nailed it. But I always tell this pretty awesome story of the time when I slept. My alarms never went off, and I was basically a little over 2 hours late to set, and everyone was waiting for me, and it was like it was like the most horrifying moment of my entire life. It was awful, and I got to set, whatever. It ended up working out great. We're going, and then I realized that my character description says most likely to sleep through his alarm, and so I go up to Tim, and I'm like, Tim, you can't be mad that I was late. I'm just getting into character. Like, it's just part of the thing. So, there's plenty of similarities there's a good example of one.
The music is probably one of my favorite aspects of the show. I love how we sing the songs from the franchise, and then we also do new ones like Wondering and All I Want and stuff like that. Is just amazing. But I think my favorite part about the entire process is the people that work on the show. They're just the best group of people that I've ever met, and I constantly go to set feeling safe and welcomed and loved and like creatively challenged, which is so cool. And so I'm going to remember these people for my whole life. This is like my high school experience, and these are like my high school pals. So the people are really what make this show stand out for me.
I think a pretty special day was when we shot one of the last scenes in episode 10. I won't give any spoilers, but it was a pretty climactic moment in the season. And it was a very long scene that we were doing, and that day, leading up to that day, was very stressful. There's a lot to prepare for, and we did the scene a handful of times, and Tim pulled me aside, and he said, "Okay, we have it. Don't worry at all. We have the take. So this is all for fun." He said, "When you get to this line, say whatever you think Ricky would say. Just be honest. Just say whatever you feel is right. Doesn't matter. You can go on for 10 minutes, you can go on for 30 seconds, say whatever you want, and then get back on here and keep going. So I was like, okay, so I'm like going, I'm thinking of all different things to say, and it ended up working out for my character because in that moment he doesn't really know what to say and he's kind of on the fly. And so we did the take, and it just, I don't know, I can't explain it. It just happened, and afterwards it was just one of those like, surreal moments. But I will always remember that moment in time.
So lucky to be doing what I love every day, and I'm so happy that people are resonating with the stories that we're telling. But like at the end of the day, I'm still just like doing algebra in my bedroom, like that's just me. So I don't think our lives are going to change too drastically. I remember going in, and I think I met Joshua maybe my first or second audition. And I remember we sang a cover of Count on Me by Bruno Mars. And I just remember it being like a really magical process. Like there's a couple of auditions in my life where I'm like in the audition room and I'm like, okay, this feels right. And that was definitely one of those times. It was just really great, and we got along great. And I just remember looking up to you so much, Tim. I just remember thinking that, wow, this is a really special project.